I've been gone the last 2 days, so I don't actually know the answer to this because I forgot to ask. Has anyone paid a lot of attention to the walls in IT? You might want to look closely, assuming that the correct texture is on them. There's something amusing on on the walls. When the game is done, can you dress up as a duck and say something? You know what? Remind me about that. Absolutely remind me. I think that's great. I think that's a wonderful idea. I will do that. Okay guys, we're coming up now on, wow, 2 hours. So I'm still here. If you guys got some more questions about alpha, and only alpha, I will stick around a little longer. Okay, PK, since we've talked about the Magic and Combat systems being BSC, will it make creating a VW system easier? In my opinion, yes. I don't know whether that's reality or not. Oh, okay. Got the question about accepting art and sound assets. Yeah, I didn't realize that was the one cut off. Yeah, I'm certainly interested in sound. Art's a little bit more complicated, obviously, because of the models and all that. Same with effects, and frankly, there's nothing really terribly easy for art assets. But in terms of sound, yeah, bring it up on the forums. Make sure you talk to Genesee to keep reminding me about it. I am certainly interested in maybe, how about some contests, for people who can make some sounds for the game. That would be a lot of fun. And if there's enough interest for it, I'm good with it. A question about the melee triangle, like in Dark Age. Slash good against leather armor, crush against plate armor, thrust good against chain armor. Boy, that sounds like an old pen and paper thing, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's something that I believed in then. Cody, serious question. Can I pay $100 extra for internal testing? I really appreciate the offer. It's something that I would have to think about very, very carefully because there are a lot of founder people, who wanted IT and who couldn't get IT, and I would have to make sure that the guys who backed us almost more than a year ago, also had a chance. So, it's not that I know I probably sound crazy not accepting additional money when offered, but I need to be fair to everybody. And, it would be great, and Cody, I really appreciate it. But I do need to be fair to all of our backers, before I'd make a decision like that. Question to Gumshoe. Yeah, I understand that with builders, but that was part of the advantage of being an early Kickstarter. We had been talking about the Kickstarter for many, many months before the Kickstarter began, and that is one of the things that we told our backers, that You know, we need it. Now, keep in mind, one of the things I have said about IT testing is that builders can get into IT, you know, via the forums as well, or via other support for us, helping us. You know, we do not admit people into IT just for money. I've been very clear about that, you know, post the Kickstarter. It was a tier, but we've been asked about this before, and I said no then. If you want to get into IT, help us. Help us by participating on the forums. Help us by doing other things, and I'll be happy to admit you for free. You know, it's really that simple. You know, we have. Sorry, I keep saying, you know, I'm getting tired. There's a lot of things that we need, and if you can help us, we're happy to thank you, you know, for that. And so there will be additional forum folks and some other folks who've helped us in other ways who we will admit into IT. A question about which of the BSC week reveal systems will be in alpha. Certainly Magic is in there, first stage. Combat is also in there, first stage, but again, very simple. Progression will not be in there. The map will not be in there, you know, not certainly in first stage alpha. Cody, that's really sweet. Thank you. Question about will there be any gameplay footage or new tech videos shown before alphas begin? Maybe. Depends how quickly alpha begins, of course. You know, I think that it would be a good thing to stream some more stuff. Question, are these the hardest days for you since the Kickstarter started? Oh yeah. I mean, you know, look, during development you always have some not good days, sometimes not good weeks. For me, announcing a delay, that sucks. You know, the only thing that sucks more is announcing that you have to lay off people. You guys backed us, and you know, I am truly sorry, and I know the team is as well, that we couldn't hire the people that we needed. I wish I could say that it was due to lack of effort. You know, in some ways that would be easier, but it wasn't. Everyone here worked very hard to do what they needed to do, you know, from the time we began work on this game. But unfortunately, we only had so many hands, at least hands that could program. You know, we had a very strong core group of programmers. We have a strong core of artists, or had a strong core of artists at the time that was small. And I think the work that they did over, you know, that period of time was commendable, and their effort was commendable. And you know, it's one of the reasons that I feel I need to be here to take the heat. So, you know, yeah, definitely hard. Will Alpha 1 be the first release or Alpha 3? Alpha 1. We'll go 1, 2, 3. It's easier, that way we know how to count. We can only count forwards. Counting backwards is just too hard. Okay, guys, so almost 2:05. Give you 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a live stream and go have something to eat. Question: will it make more sense for those of us being regular casual players to sign up for Alpha 1 and 2? Look, you don't even have to sign up if you don't want to. Just show up when you see a test announced that's an all-in, then just jump all in. Question about spare money to hire John Williams. No. I doubt we could even afford to hire somebody who works for John Williams. What does Alpha 3 mean? Alpha 3 is the final stage of Alpha. That is the stage that is comparable, compatible, equal, equivalent to what folks got who purchased any tier with Alpha. Will there be builders points or some form like Founders? No, there won't be any builders points. What we'll reward the builders with is either CSE points or free time. All right, here's a tough question, a good question from Wando. Many of the issues found during Warhammer's Alpha and Beta were not addressed or ignored. How will this be different? That's always, a question that, developers have to, the developers have to consider. It's like you get a lot of reports. Are the reports the right reports? Are the reports, frankly accurate? While it's easy to blame devs for ignoring bug reports, I hate to say it, but a lot of times bug reports are false. They can't be reproed, or it's some people just, unfortunately, it's some players being jerks. Other times, there are players who know of bugs, and we all know this, who exploit the bugs and won't tell people. So, before I answer how we're going to try to do better, understand that for all the very valid, concerns players have about bugs being ignored, many times dev teams spend a lot of time trying to track down bugs that don't, or trying to find bugs that would have been easier to fix if people had just been honest. So, how are we going to be different? Well, the first way we're going to be different, and the most important way, is that we have told you folks that we're not going to rush to get this game out. Today is a perfect example about that. Again, I could have very easily, spun this if I wanted to do the whole dev speak thing and do it differently. We could have focused the team and said that, Alpha is whatever feature set we will have in 2 days, and just call it Alpha and say that, look, this is the Alpha we told you guys about. We told you it was going to be really old school. So we didn't do that. So I hope when I say the same thing again, that we're not going to rush this game out, that you guys will, believe it. I've tried to prove it, certainly, not only in the past, with our studio, but now again. Second way, we are going to be rewarding people for reporting bugs. It is very important. It's an old thing for those of you who may hear this stream or are hearing this stream. If you remember my bug hunt and win